Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, ma ba'd. There's a mas'ala of the qada al-fawaid when you're making up missed prayers. Obviously, there's prayers that you probably missed earlier in your life, which we're not really focusing on right now necessarily. We're focusing on, and you missed maybe one prayer is clear, two prayers, a couple of prayers, but we want to establish what the concept of yasir, what is the accepted small amount that would affect the tartib of the fawaid, because the Malikiyah, they necessitate the tartib, of course, of the prayers. To pray Lord before Asr and so on, and Asr before Maghrib. But there's a concept of Yasid, and you take this, even from Mukhtasar Al Akhdari, you see it in Ibn Ashir, Al Izziyah, the Risala, Aqrab Al Masalik in Khalil. It talks about it, but you get different numbers, right? And there's really just two numbers, because there's khilaf bit tashhir. You have a difference of the tashhir of making both of them mashhur, and Sidi Khalil brings it in his Mukhtasar, and we're not gonna explain it really all the way right now, and hopefully you've taken it, and it requires some study. But when he says وَهَلْ أَرْبَعٌ أَوْ خَمْسٌ خِلَافٌ, and of course when he does the Sidi Khalil, as we know in the introduction, when he starts with hal, this question says khilafun, that there's khilaf in the tashhir, that both these opinions are strong, and they're so close, and it might not make a difference for many, but it's obviously important. It's knowledge. This is, of course, in the chapter of making up the prayers. So anyway, Sidi Ahmad Dardir in his Aqrab Al Masalik, what does he say? He actually says وَهِيَ خَمْسٌ. Of course, we know Sidi Ahmad Dardir, he and if you want to say, he kind of fixes the more difficult and possibly problematic wordings like this that aren't clear on things in Mukhtasar Khalil. So Sidi Ahmad Dardir in his Aqrab Al Masalik brings it closer. And we talked about it before, like what he does with al-fawr and wudu. He says that that's the part of the seven obligations of wudu, bid-dhikri wal-qudra, even though there's khilaf in the Mukhtasar that it's sunnah or fard. Same thing with the izat and najasa and so on. But here's another one, and he actually says it's 5. But when you go to Mukhtasar Al Akhdari, I believe Mukhtasar Al Akhdari and the Risala, they mention 4 there. They mention 4 prayers. And Ibn Ashir in his Murshid Al Mueen mentions 5. And of course, in Aqrab Al Masalik here, it's 5. And we know Al-Izziyah is interesting because the author actually brings it the same way, pretty much, as Sidi Khalil's Mukhtasar, about the this yasir concept of these prayers. He actually keeps it as a question like Mukhtasar and says, is it 4 or 5? Khilaf. So this you see it throughout the books, and you probably didn't notice it, especially when the numbers are so close. But yes, there's a difference there, that it's either 4 or 5, and even the different books they've taken a position. Of course, it takes studying. This is just generally to get you to see the bigger picture of this position in the school. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.